everyone! So the Beyblade X anime is pretty much going to be wrapping up pretty soon, so I'm going to be trying to catch up 3 by 3 on these episode reviews to kind of just give my thoughts on it. Now, the reason why I don't really do the Friday episode reviews, the anime is not too appealing for me to watch. There definitely are some very positive aspects, like narrative-wise, whatever. I kind of already talked about this on the last one. If the battles are cool, I'm going to really like it, or if the narrative is really compelling, then I will probably enjoy it quite a bit. That being said, we have episodes to talk about, so let us begin. Also, shout out to the Hoshi Yoyumi team. So we're going to be starting off with episode 46, which is off. Now, in this episode, you see Bird Kazami training. So the thing is with this is that I've been saying for a while now that it is kind of weird that we never really saw Bird practice a lot with his bays and trying to understand them. So I always appreciate when we get scenes like this. Hammer Crash and Hammer Smash are moves that he's trying to perfect in use. So I think that's really cool that we actually get to see that, especially since he lost to Pakun before, who just got his bay and just managed to use the move better than him. But basically, Mako's like, hey, you shouldn't overdo it, you should rest up, and Taisho basically suggests that they visit his hometown. So part of the fun in this episode is that Bird can't really blade, nor can Common X, just because they're trying to reserve their energy for the finale. But what I really like is that Common X throughout the entire episode is just trying to battle people. I think is really funny scenes to see. So he's kind of nervous about seeing his past teammates just because of the fact, listen, he's become a pro, he hasn't really done anything with it, so he's kind of nervous. Now, what's kind of cool is that Bird is actually celebrated in his old hometown. And keep in mind, you know, he's got a little bit of a reputation. And I do like to kind of connect that whole thing of Bird's past in this episode. And it's kind of nice to see these scenes where, like, everyone wants to learn from Bird. Everyone's really just excited. There wasn't really too much going on in the episode overall. I mean, some of the funny scenes are when they actually all have, like, Bird's bays that they're, like, repping. And Common just gets so bored out of not battling that he just like grabs any random base setup and just starts like battling people. But what I really liked about it was, you know, at the end of it when Bird's like, why do you guys even care about me at all? They're like, hey, listen, it doesn't really matter if you lose. You're climbing all the way to the top, and it being a pro is a difficult journey. So it's really nice to see that he got that support and he feels like really motivated. And it also emphasizes a big thing that is a criticism that like I can kind of understand on one extent if it's phrased in the right argument, but a lot of people just like trash on Bird just for the fact that he loses. It's not like they're criticizing, oh, the journey of Bird, you know, I disagree with this, that, and this. Like, okay, that's one thing, but it's just like the result itself. So it's always funny when the anime kind of just reflects that criticism, and I feel like people just kind of ignore that. Like, it doesn't matter if you win or... Basically, it's the theme of the first season. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. What matters is just like trying to do the best that you possibly can. And it's not like whether you win or lose that like determines your worth. So I would say 46 it's a nice episode to watch. You know, there's some funny scenes in it, and, you know, it's a nice episode that kind of helps build on Bird and helps also connect part of his past, which actually, that goes into episode 47, is Battle at the Top. So this is basically the prelude before the final matches begins. Everyone has, except for Common X, but they all have jitters. Multi just kind of asks Bird, hey, why did you even want to become a pro in the first place? I do kind of like they did adapt this scene from the prologue of the manga where Bird is watching Chrome's match and he gets excited and fired up. He just gets inspired by Chrome and he wants to try to be the best, which I think is like a fine reason, whatever. Multi's also very nervous for this final battle, but this episode, it's not like they're kind of just really expanding on one scene in the manga where they're kind of talking with each other, which is fine, but you know, the episode doesn't really have too much else kind of going on in that regard. They interview some of the other teams for what are their thoughts kind of leading into this. I kind of like that Zuganic for King, he's like, I don't care, whoever wins is going to determine who I fight next, which I thought was really nice. Burn is basically like, you know, Team Persona, you know, they're kind of fucked. You know, Pendragon's just that strong and skilled, and what was it, Team Dream, Queen just basically says, blink and you'll miss it. Like, these episodes are nice if you watch it leading into it. I don't think you lose. They kind of help expand on Bird and a little bit of Multi kind of going into it. Yeah, there's also one nice moment where at the end, when the battle's about to start, Multi's very nervous to walk on the stage and kind of confront her sister for the final battle, and Bird kind of holds her hand and comforts her. 47 is just like the build up to the final battle. We then after have episode 48, which is Multicolored Showdown. So in this, they kind of changed one thing that the manga was, where the manga was just like, if you win, that's it. Instead, now they have it like first to 4 points, so you basically get to see Multi kind of cycle through her bays. So one of the things that are kind of interesting going into this is kind of this idea that like Multi made her bays, and Shigeru was kind of just handed off this bay from the company. So it's kind of like, which bay is truly better, huh? Which bay, is the bays the Multi made, or is it the bay that Shigeru just kind of got handed off to her? Basically, this episode kind of just, it's pretty good promo for Weiss Tiger, because it's exactly how the manga had it. It's very nice presentation in this battle where they kind of just go over the abilities of Weiss Tiger, like, oh, this has the ability to dampen stamina, this has to attack, this has to offend, this has to defend. What strategies can I do in order to beat this bay? So for Wizard Arrow, she's trying her best, and guess what? Gets KO'd. Afterwards, what I really do like, so she changes into the cool outfit, but they basically kind of just, she kind of expands on her feelings that she really hated losing to her sister, because, she's basically, she would always lose to her sister, but she would hate how at the end she would still get praised for the job that she did. I guess like being pitied almost, is kind of like that feeling. So with the battle, when she uses Night Lance against her, she's trying to use all these attacks and it's not really working. I do really like a lot of the adaptations, like the one pose where she kind of shows all the types with her hand. I thought that was really nicely adapted from the manga panel. And it's just basically saying like Weiss Tiger has all of these strategies, whether it's defense or stamina. So then after she pulls out Wizard Rod, and very beautiful animation by the way that they've had. Like this whole episode, I think there's a lot of good cuts in animation. So she keeps on trying to attack Weiss Tiger. Nothing's working, which is kind of like explaining her whole journey where it's not like she was just by herself. A team persona, that's what's helped carry her through this journey on becoming a pro. She then after sees Multi's resolve, because they basically kind of get like this draw, and then after she's like, listen, I won't see you as family anymore, I will see you and I will crush you as a member of Pendragon, which I thought was really cool. She does like that extreme dash, and then after Weiss Tiger kind of hits Rod, it was very much a quick cut in that, and I thought it would have been nicer maybe if we actually saw the impact of it. Right after that, we get like an extremely good cut of Multi where he summons Wizard Rod, and you know, like Shigeru like views anyone as weaker than you kind of just as below her, and Multi like destroys the rock that she had set up, and she's like, listen, it doesn't matter how many strategies I've tried, even if it's 10,000, I'll do 10,001. And she does like this super cool move where she basically does a mirror reflection, and she'll like use the attack of Weiss Tiger right against them. And I really like it because there's like this effect where it's kind of warping and her bait looks like Weiss Tiger. It's really cool. And then after, obviously, she does lose the match against her sister because Shigeru just scored all 4 points. Molly did her best effort, but she lost at the end. Now, I do think this is fine that they did, like, what was this? Like, basically 4 battles in the episode. I think it was a lot more interesting to kind of see her kind of really push to the limit and try to see whether or not she could beat her sister. I think overall, the episode was very nice to watch. There's a lot of nice animation cuts in this episode, like when she reveals her bay. Trying to think what else. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Like Shigeru's launch animation was really nice. Very much, I would say it's my favorite battle in Beyblade X. I think they did a very good job of adapting the manga panels, and they actually have life to them. I think it was a very good visual presentation overall. If there was like ever a bar to be set, this would be like, I don't even know what my rating system is. If this was like for battle or whatever, like CG, it would be like 5. Very entertaining to watch. This is, I would say, probably the best animated episode that Beyblade X has had. Now, obviously, you know, in Beyblade in general, once you get near the end, usually you'll see some pretty crazy stuff, so I was very pleased to see. Yeah, I mean, ending off, what did you think of these episodes? So subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts. I thought they were fucking cool, so hey, I mean, the final one, most definitely. The other two were just like, they were solid for the narrative and for this story kind of building towards the end. But mollabays.com, we have Beyblade X products, Beyblade Burst products. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any and all support regardless. I don't know what my plan is going to be for the ending. I might decide just to go with the 2 episodes whenever I see it subbed, and then after the last one, I'll just kind of go on into it regular, maybe? I don't know, because the last episodes are obviously going to be Common X versus Chrome, and then after Bird versus the seal guy, the black shell guy, Shiru? Shell? Whatever. I already forgot. Common Z. Anyways, thank you all for watching. That'll be it for now. Take care and bye.